everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we have a brand new release from Dior to review. It is their new version of J'adore called J'adore Parfum d'Eau, which effectively means J'adore of water. This is an alcohol-free perfume, so I'm going to be letting you know what it smells like, how it differs to the original, and what I think about this water-only, no alcohol formulation. If you're new here, hello, welcome. We're all about perfumes. I have hundreds of videos just like this. I review new releases from Dior whenever they come out, so I'll link the most recent ones down below. I also have an article that goes through every single version of J'adore, so you can check that out. I know that it is quite confusing. There is quite a few versions of it now, and most of them come in very similar bottles. And if you're a regular viewer, do check to see if you're subscribed. You can turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and down below in the description box I'll link to where you can get this. I know here in the UK it's exclusive to Boots. I think I found it at another retailer that does EU shipping, European shipping, and I'll find it for US and Australia if it's available there too, and link down below, where I'll also link to where you can sign up to my newsletter and where you can pre-order my perfume Empress that's out in a few months. Cool, so I'm so curious. I couldn't wait to try this because going through the process of creating my own fragrance, I've learned that the fact that perfumes have alcohol in is quite problematic when you're like trying to distribute and ship them. They're classed as a hazardous material because they're flammable with the alcohol content, and like the post office here, the Royal Mail, won't ship them abroad. You have to have special training and licenses, and it makes it more complex, more expensive, and they have to be packaged in a different way. So I was super curious to try an alcohol-free perfume because, you know, maybe it's something I could do in the future that would save me a lot of headaches with its shipping. So first impressions are, I love the bottle. It has annoyed me a little bit in the past, the way that J'adore bottles, new releases, have looked so similar to each other. I think it's quite confusing for the consumer to know which is which, especially if you're getting it as a gift for someone. And all the packaging always looks like the same as well. Again, this packaging is like the typical J'adore packaging. It just says Parfum d'Eau on it. But the bottle is this white, sort of matte glass, frosted glass. So it does look totally different to the other transparent glass perfumes, and I really like it. It kind of looks like a little white egg or something. I think it's nice, it stands out. I think the liquid itself is actually slightly white and milky rather than more transparent or slightly yellow like perfumes are. Then we have the signature lid, and Charlize Theron is still the face of this fragrance. I think she's been the face of it since it was for a long time, well over a decade. The original came out in 1999, and I'm very familiar with it because it's one that my mum actually wore for quite a few years. So I really recall the smell, and whenever I smell it, I'm immediately taken back to, you know, year 2000 and that sort of era. So the original is a white floral, jasmine, lily of the valley, and then it has some really refreshing aquatic fruity top notes of like a melon, honeydew melon, fresh pear, even a little bit of a peach in there, but it's predominantly white floral. I think it's a really classy fragrance. I can see why it's still out after all these years. You know, it's over 20 years old now, and I definitely recommend it. I think as like a classy everyday scent from Dior, I think it's better than Dior Joy, and then the Miss Dior ones are totally different. So I'm wearing this now, I've tried it out. In terms of what it smells like, it definitely smells very similar to original J'adore. I think if you like original J'adore de Parfum, you'll like this. To be honest, I think if you liked any of the J'adores, you'll like this. I definitely get that same DNA, that white floral, jasmine-y, lily of the valley, and I definitely get a top note which is very fresh, green. I don't really get a huge amount of fruitiness, but I definitely get a green freshness which is reminiscent of that melon and pear top note of the original. So this I think is like the same smell as the original but in a different formulation. So I understand that the reason why perfumes contain alcohol is because you spray the alcohol and it evaporates, and that gives you the sort of scent profile of how the scent changes. So you at first you're smelling like alcohol evaporating, and you might, you know, know, you get the top notes, and then after a while you'll start getting different notes, and that's how perfumes change, and it's to do with the way they're mixed with alcohol. By using just water and oil, which is what this is, you don't get a change. So the initial spray is the same as what it will smell like throughout its life. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind not having like a top note, then a middle note and a bottom note over 10 minutes. I'm fine with just having the smell. In terms of lasting power, I think that's the big question. So I can definitely smell it on me. I can definitely smell it around me. It's not super heavy, but I can still smell it on me. It hasn't like totally disappeared or anything. I'd say it's performing kind of like an eau de toilette, like a good quality eau de toilette. It's not intense or heavy, but it is definitely there. It's not rubbish. It still works, and it smells like a perfume you'd expect perfume to smell like. I'd say perhaps if you wear J'adore and you're looking for something for like hot or humid weather, this could be good. Or perhaps, you know, something to travel around with you. I think because it doesn't have alcohol in, it'd probably be okay to spray, you know, on hair, on skin. I'm always conscious of spraying alcohol on, you know, parts of your body because of what it might do. And I know obviously some people don't drink alcohol, or for religious reasons don't have alcohol in their life. So I think it, you know, it ticks that box in the sense that you're not purchasing alcohol. The price tag is quite hefty. It's the same as Dior always is. This is a 30 ml and it was about £60. So it's not cheap. You're looking way over 100 for the full size. So it's not amazing value for money. I do still feel that the Britney Spears Blissful Fantasy is very similar to this, an original J'adore, but costs like £20 or something. So you can get a very similar smell for a lot cheaper, but it's very classy. We obviously have Christmas coming up, and I think it is a relatively safe blind buy. If you know someone likes those feminine floral type fragrances, I think they probably like this. And it's obviously got all this Dior packaging, and it's a very beautiful, classy bottle. And I'm sure as we go nearer to Christmas, they'll do beautiful gift wrapping or gift boxes or sets or whatever, which are always really beautiful from Dior. So I do think it's a nice product. I think if you can get it discounted, even better. So it is Soki approved. It is Soki approved. It's a pretty elegant fragrance. So guys, let me know, have you tried this yet? What do you think of it? Are you impressed by it? Are you a fan of original J'adore, or which one's your favorite? I know the Intimacy one that came out, was it last year or the year before? I quite like that because it was quite warm and heavy, but they're all really pretty range of fragrances. So yeah, but that's it guys. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.